drivers unavoidable secondary tolling fees in excess of $1,000. Is the state government aware of this?
I've been briefed on the matter and the particular example that has been brought to our attention, and I know that individual has put in a complaint to the RAC, as I understand, and also to us, Department of Transport. We brought in legislation to crack down on unscrupulous behaviour by tow truck drivers. This report that I've just learned about, we're happy to have an investigation to see exactly what's happened and whether we need to move further to stop that type of profiteering.
Have you changed legislation?
I will have to review the case, whether it's regulation or legislation, but we don't want these types of consequences to occur. The whole point of the legislation was to stop innocent people. The whole point of the legislation was to stop innocent drivers being ripped off. That was the point of it. So if that's happening, we'll try and stop it.
Have you got a Premier with an updated business case for the Versal project?
We're in the process of finalising that business case.
Is it still $217 million?
Yes.
Do you support the federal government's goal to eliminate gas from homes by 2030 as part of their net zero plan?
Oh, look, they released their policy yesterday, so we look forward to working with the federal government. There's a number of different ambitions. For example, we've already started working with the federal government on the electrification of the bus network, and also we're already pretty advanced because we run an electric train network already. So we've partnered with them on some specific initiatives. On that one, I'll need to take further advice in relation to that proposal, in particular from the Energy Minister and the Housing Minister, because we haven't properly considered it.
When will WA's emissions start to meaningfully decline, though, under modelling that you've seen?
Oh, we continue to work to implement measures, and one of our key measures is in relation to the coal-fired power stations, which we've set to shut down in just a few years' time. It is a big project, but we're very committed to it. And as I said, we're partnering with the federal government through a number of projects, like the electrification of the bus network, like the home battery rollout as well. So there are a number of initiatives. This was released yesterday. It will take time to analyse some of the other particular initiatives.
When it comes to the racetrack itself, is there a dollar figure in your head or in the Premier's head saying if the project reaches a certain amount of money, we won't pursue it or whatsoever?
This is a project that we took to the election. I'll say this again. We took it to the election. Everyone knew about it. There was a campaign against it. Yet our vote was the second all-time highest. In relation to what we're looking on the tourism front, and there were some comments made in the past couple of days about tourism, I heard the Leader of the Opposition saying, if only we had one event each year that was at a particular time and attracted tourists. That's what the Sports and Entertainment Precinct will do. It will support annual events, whether it be the V8 supercars, whether it be cycling events, which draws thousands of people, whether it be other events in the amphitheatre. This is much needed entertainment and sporting infrastructure, and we're very committed to delivering it. I'm not going to go through hypotheticals. I'm not doing that today. Like I was saying, there are some people who will oppose anything, like the Liberal Party under the current Leader of the Opposition. They oppose everything. They oppose a ferry expansion. They oppose a sport and entertainment precinct. They oppose more public holidays. They oppose everything.
Just back to emissions, sorry. What specific modelling have you seen to suggest that WA's gas will help Asia decarbonise over the next couple of decades? We've heard that line a lot over the past few weeks, but what specific modelling have you seen?
Well, work's been done by the Department of Economic Diversification on this in relation to the fact that WA, of course, is very much a global player in supporting other nations decarbonise. Again, further details you have to go through the relevant ministers, but it is very, very clear that WA has a role to support other nations to decarbonise.
Are you aware of Port Hedland's water supply being at capacity? They can't have any more major projects. What's being done to try and alleviate that pressure?
Yeah, I was updated on that. Again, I'll be working with the Water Minister, in particular the Minister for Housing, to ensure that they can work through these issues. We need more housing, and we want to make sure we can deliver that housing, in particular in areas like Port Hedland.
Is this issue going to, I guess, put a roadblock to that?
We're very committed to delivering more housing. Look, across the state, I'd say there are many issues in relation to water supply, in particular the drawage, the drawdown of aquifers. This is an issue that I suppose is confronting many parts of regional WA and of course also the metropolitan area. Delivering water supply is a major priority, and we'll work with all the relevant towns and councils, but in relation to this one we're very keen to make sure we get those homes built.
And your report shows that Perth has surpassed Melbourne as one of the most livable cities in Australia. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I welcome it, and of course everyone that lives in WA understands just what an incredible place it is, and we're all about making sure we continue to improve livability. Look, one of the reasons we're spending money on MetroNet is to continue to make sure that livability is at the front of the line in relation to priorities. We want to make sure, for example, that people across our suburbs have access to quality transport. Look, when you go interstate, and when you see interstate people come over to WA, they comment about our incredible lifestyle and also the affordability of the transport network in particular. And I know I'm obsessed by transport because I'm the Minister for Transport, but in the other states, they've got toll roads. Every time they move, they've got to pay a daily toll. Their public transport fares are a lot higher. And the other point I'd say is we've been delivering new rail lines in the outer suburbs to make sure that we don't have the heavy congestion and that lag of public transport to new housing subdivisions. For example, a place like Hilbert here, which is now starting to develop, will have access to bus services and proximity to excellent public transport. That's not the case in other states, where in particular new suburbs, and I'd say this every time everyone goes to Melbourne, they stick in the CBD and they talk about public transport. But for those people living in the outer suburbs, their public transport doesn't match ours.
I mean, as you say, two of the factors that were discussed was people feeling safe and accessibility to public transport. Talking to people today, not really getting that vibe. There's a bit more disapproval than expected. What's your response to that?
I think one of the things is Western Australians always feel like sometimes Western Australians aren't as proud of some parts of our system as they should be. And on public transport, like I said, people go to Melbourne and they stick in the CBD and they think this is great. But then if they go to the outer suburbs where people are taking over an hour to get to work in close proximity, it's very different. If they went to the other states and had to pay a toll road every day, then people wouldn't think it was that great. So I'd say be proud of what we have, are proud of our lifestyle. We are one of the best places to live, and that's why so many people are moving to the state, because we are one of the best places to live.
There are no more live export ships scheduled for the rest of the year. Is this the unofficial end of live exports, and will the state government be providing any extra funding for farmers if it has kind of ended early?
Well, the Minister for our Minister for Primary Industries and Agriculture is working with the federal government. Of course, this is a federal government issue. They've got money on the table to support the industry through transition, and I trust and hope that's working well.
Will you provide any extra funding though?
Well, as I said, there's money on the table from the federal government, and that's something that's being rolled out as we speak.
Could WA start mining uranium, do you think? The Premier's flagged as a possibility?
Our policy hasn't changed, so again I'll defer to the Premier as Minister for State Development.
Are you open to the idea?
I'm not going through hypotheticals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.